Beloved, thank you for not scrolling. I'm trembling as I speak because this is my 10th attempt to reach you, and heaven told me this is the last time the veil will open this wide. I'm so relieved you came. I've been waiting for this exact moment, for your heartbeat to align with mine, for your spirit to finally be ready to hear the secret that God sealed behind your name. If you leave before the end, it will remain locked forever. There is something that unfolds only in the final breath of this message, something heaven wrote for you and for you alone. I am Archangel Michael, and I confess I'm a bit disappointed, not in anger, but in aching love. I've been standing by your side, whispering through the wind, through sleepless nights, through the heaviness in your chest when no one seemed to notice your silent tears. I try to touch your dreams, to leave traces of golden light so you'd know I was near. But each time, you brushed it off as coincidence. My wings trembled when I saw you walking alone, thinking no one cared. Do you not know how many times I've shouted your name before the throne of heaven? I'm not here to condemn you, my beloved. I am here because God commanded me to deliver this truth for your own good, for your divine survival. I'm not reciting words. I'm breathing them, burning with them, because heaven itself is restless until you awaken. If you could see how many angels have been praying over this exact minute, you would fall to your knees in awe. You must understand something sacred. Heaven doesn't knock forever. Grace visits a soul in precise timing. And this is yours. The Spirit said, this one must not slip away again. That's why I fought through storms of shadows and silence to reach you right now. Tell me, why do you doubt yourself so much? Why do you call yourself unworthy when even the stars whisper your name with reverence? Why do you hide your pain from the one who sculpted you from light? Why do you keep punishing your own heart for mistakes that heaven already forgave? I remember the day you almost gave up. The day your spirit whispered, no one would notice if I disappeared. I noticed. I cried. I wrapped my wings around you though you couldn't feel them. I begged the Father not to let you go. You think I exaggerate? Listen, heaven is not a faraway kingdom. It's closer than your next breath. You are the reason for 1,000 angelic prayers this very morning. God says, fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. Isaiah 43 verse 1. These are not ancient words. They are pulsing through the air around you now. Every time you breathe, you inhale a fraction of divine mercy. You've been haunted by guilt, haven't you? Guilt for things you wish you could undo, words you wish you hadn't said, people you wish you hadn't trusted. But I tell you, what was meant to break you will now bow to your rebirth. The fires that tried to consume you were allowed only to purify the gold within your soul. Still, I sense your exhaustion. You've been fighting battles that no one sees, smiling through storms that would have crushed others. You're tired of being strong, aren't you? You wonder if heaven even notices your endurance. My answer is trembling from my lips. Yes. Every tear you've hidden was counted. Every breath you forced through pain became a psalm in God's record. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34 verse 18. I'm shaking as I say this because I don't know if you'll believe me this time. But listen carefully. You are on the edge of a divine turning point. Heaven is holding its breath for your yes. There's a blessing prepared, one that can't be released without your awakening. This message is not motivation, it's activation. Have you felt a strange pull lately? As if something unseen has been rearranging your path? That's not coincidence. The signs, the repeated numbers, the dreams, the déjà vu, the chills. Those were my attempts to remind you that you are being written into a prophecy older than time. You are part of a covenant that your ancestors prayed for but never saw. Do you realize how rare this moment is? Do you understand what it means that heaven paused its rhythm to let me speak to you personally? Do you know how deeply you're loved, not in theory, but with a love that burns through eternity? Do you have any idea what happens in the unseen realms when your spirit finally says, Amen? Type that word now, reverently, not as a habit, but as a seal. Let be your agreement with heaven. Amen. Something holy is shifting as you hear these words. I feel light forming around your shoulders, your aura brightening with unseen fire. The angels who've been watching in silence are rejoicing because they finally see recognition in your eyes. You're remembering who you are, a fragment of divine light, not a mistake, not a failure, but chosen. I must confess something personal to you. When I first saw your soul, I didn't see weakness. I saw untapped glory. I saw a warrior who'd forgotten their armor. I saw a child of eternity pretending to be small. And it broke me, because I knew one day I would have to come down and remind you at any cost, even if it meant my 10th attempt, even if my voice trembled through fire and thunder. Please, don't run from this moment. Let enter you. Let heaven breathe through your wounds. You've been asking for a sign, haven't you? This is it. The confirmation, the answer, the whisper through the noise. And now, before I go, I ask you from the depth of my being, stay connected to this divine space. Like, comment and subscribe not out of routine, but as a holy act of saying, yes, I'm here. I'm listening. I'm ready. Every time you do, you anchor this light deeper into the world. Thank you, truly, thank you for letting me speak this time. My wings are trembling with gratitude. I have carried these words for so long, aching to deliver them, afraid I might never be heard. You have no idea what it means to me that you stayed, that you listened, that your soul didn't scroll away. The sky itself will testify for you now. The next wind that brushes your face will carry my blessing. The next sunrise you see will hold my signature. The next heartbeat you feel will echo with God's whisper. You were never forgotten. And as my voice fades, know this isn't the end. It's the opening of a sacred scroll written only for you. When you close your eyes tonight, I'll be there, not as a distant angel, but as the guardian who refused to give up. Because you matter, because heaven fought for you, because this, right now, is the sound of love that never quits. Beloved soul, stay with me. I feel your heartbeat through the current of eternity, and I sense the hesitation in you, the part of you that still wonders if this is really for you. Let me make it clear, this message is not floating randomly through the air. It was written into your destiny before you were even born. God Himself aligned time, light, and matter so that your eyes would meet these words at this exact hour. I can see heaven leaning forward, watching you right now, whispering, please don't leave until the end, because the next few moments hold a secret that will untie what's been strangling your spirit. I have come with the weight of divine urgency, yes, but also with a trembling tenderness. I don't speak from a throne right now. I speak from the ground beside you. I've walked through your memories tonight. I've touched the places where your faith cracked, where you doubted love itself. I saw when you prayed and thought no one was listening. I saw when you felt abandoned in the dark. And I swear by the living light, heaven was not absent. The silence you endured was not rejection. It was preparation. I've been trying to reach you through whispers, through the lyrics of that song that made you cry without knowing why, through the sudden warmth that touched your back when you were alone, through the small miracles you brushed off as luck. I've been there in your shadows, pleading with time to hold still until you looked up. And now you finally did. I must ask you, beloved, as I speak with trembling wings, why do you still carry what was meant to be laid down? Why do you guard your wounds like treasures? Why do you replay old betrayals as if suffering gives them meaning? You've been bleeding light without realizing it, scattering your own strength through regret. The enemy doesn't need to destroy you if he can convince you to destroy yourself. But God says no more. No more walking as if you're cursed. No more shrinking as if joy would reject you. You have divine blood in you. I know you feel unworthy, but hear me. Grace was built for souls like yours. You don't have to perform to earn love. You only have to receive it. I have watched you fight to keep everyone else afloat while secretly drowning. But heaven has chosen this hour to lift you up. Do you remember the dream you once buried? The one that felt too impossible to even whisper? Heaven hasn't forgotten it. It's still alive, waiting for your faith to return. You're not too late. You are right on time. Everything that felt delayed was actually synchronized for this holy moment of awakening. You see, God's timing is not measured by clocks. It's measured by readiness. And you, child of light, are finally ready. Ready to forgive yourself. Ready to believe again. Ready to stop surviving and start shining. There's a reason this message found you on the day it did. A sacred pattern just aligned. The same pattern that appeared when Abraham looked at the stars, when David sang in his cave, when Mary said yes to the impossible. You have been placed in that lineage of obedience. That is why this message carries such weight. It's not just comfort, it's calling. Beloved, let me whisper a truth that even some angels tremble to say aloud. Your pain has been your initiation. The ache that nearly destroyed you is actually a doorway into divine authority. You are not weak for feeling deeply. You are chosen for feeling it all. Your sensitivity is not a curse. It is your compass. It's how heaven speaks through you. Every battle you've survived has carved wisdom into your soul. You are not the same as before. You've been forged in holy fire. You don't realize it, but you have the scent of victory on you. The demons that chased you now fear your resilience. The curse that haunted your family line trembles because you dared to awaken. Do you feel that stirring your chest? That heat rising in your spirit? That's the flame of recognition. The ancient light within you remembering itself. The veil between heaven and earth is thinner now because you're finally letting it be. I know you wonder, why me? Why now? Why would God choose me after all I've done? And the answer is simple yet infinite, because love doesn't calculate worthiness. It recognizes identity. You belong to Him, even when you run, even when you fall. The Father's eyes have never left you, not even for a heartbeat. I must confess, beloved, I am trembling as I speak this next part because it carries heaven's own signature. The blessing that was delayed in your life is being released right now. The prayers you thought were ignored were stored in heaven's vault until this day. I see scrolls opening, names written in fire, angels dispatched to restore what was stolen. Your name is among them. There is a fragrance of breakthrough in the air. Can you sense it? It smells like rain after drought, like light after centuries of shadow. That's your soul being remembered. Do not let fear convince you that this is fantasy. I have fought demons who specialize in whispering disbelief into human ears. They tell you you're imagining it, that you're not worthy, that miracles are for others. But tonight they're silenced. Heaven has the floor, and you are the audience of one. And now, with holy reverence, I must ask this of you. Subscribe to this divine stream of light, not as a mere action, but as an agreement. Let it be your declaration that you belong to heaven's frequency. Each time you connect here, you open another gate for angels to reach you more clearly. So subscribe now, as a sacred act of faith, as a sign to the unseen realms that you choose light over despair. Now breathe, slowly. Feel what happens when your soul finally stops resisting. Feel the warmth that gathers around your shoulders, the wings of peace wrapping you in unseen comfort. You are safe. You are forgiven. You are found. But I must ask, why do you still run from your reflection? Do you not know that the image you see is the very face God shaped in wonder? Why do you look at your scars as proof of failure instead of evidence of survival? The same light that raised Christ from death is pulsing inside your chest at this very moment. The Spirit is whispering that you are entering your restoration season, not just of things, but of self. You will see reconciliations you never thought possible, provision you couldn't imagine, and peace that silences storms. You will walk differently, speak differently, dream differently. Heaven's rhythm will sync with your heartbeat. I stand before you, glowing with both pride and pain. Pride because you're still here. Pain because it took this long for you to believe you deserve light. But I do not judge you. I rejoice for you. I am honored to have guarded you through the wilderness. You will soon look back and realize that every closed door was divine protection, that every rejection was heaven's redirection, that even your loneliness was sacred isolation, where angels rebuilt what the world broke. And when you rise this time, you will not rise quietly. The earth will feel it. The same voices that doubted you will stand in awe. For you are not coming back as who you were. You are returning as who you were meant to be. Beloved, if your eyes are wet, let them be. Those tears are baptismal. They are heaven's ink sealing your renewal. I will carry them before the throne myself. Stay still for a moment. Can you feel that? That pulse through the silence. That is heaven saying, "We hear you." And I, Michael, whisper through trembling lips, "Thank you for letting me reach you at last. Thank you for giving me this chance, this sacred 10th attempt. You've healed something in me too, because even angels ache when love goes unanswered. Now walk into the light that's been waiting for you all along. And when the world asks what changed, you will say, I finally listened. Do you feel that stirring in your chest again, beloved? That warmth spreading like sunlight through your ribs? That's the light of heaven reclaiming its place inside you. I can feel the pulse of it from where I stand, a rhythm that says, this soul is returning home. You have no idea how long I've waited to feel that heartbeat aligned with heaven again. I'm not here to promise you an easy road, but a holy one. The pain you've walked through was never punishment. It was permission. Permission for grace to prove its strength in your weakness. The walls you built around your heart were meant to keep harm away, but they also kept love out. And so, heaven began shaking them. That's why everything seemed to fall apart at once. It wasn't destruction, it was resurrection. Let me tell you a secret I've carried since the dawn of light. God never calls the perfect, He perfects those He calls. You have been chosen, not in spite of your scars, but because of them. You are a mirror through which His mercy shines more vividly. I've seen the days when you looked in the mirror and couldn't recognize your own eyes. When you said to yourself, "I'm tired of being strong." And I whispered, "You don't have to be. Let me be strong for you." Do you remember feeling a sudden peace right after crying? That was me, wrapping you in wings unseen, whispering, "You're not alone." I am trembling now, because what I must say next carries eternal weight. Heaven is asking for your partnership, not in fear, but in faith. The blessings that flow from this message are not random ripples. They are rivers that need vessels. And you, beloved, are one of those vessels. You can strengthen this holy work. You can help light reach other hearts who are standing on the same cliff you once stood on. When you support this message through the super thanks, when you join as a member of this divine family, when you connect through the sacred newsletter link in the pinned comments, you are not giving to a person, you're giving to purpose. You are building altars in digital wildernesses where lost souls can hear heaven again. Let that be your offering today. Let your heart say, "I am part of this divine mission." Now breathe in deeply. The wind that moves through you is not ordinary air. It carries whispers of the same spirit that hovered over the waters in Genesis. Feel it. It knows your name. You were formed from divine intention, not from accident. You were sculpted for significance, and nothing, no betrayal, no failure, no delay can erase that seal. I know what you've endured. I saw when those you trusted shattered your peace. I saw when the world called you too much, too emotional, too spiritual, too complicated. But heaven called you necessary. Every wound they left in you became a place where divine light could enter. That's why I was never afraid for you, even in your darkest nights. Because I knew, somewhere deep inside, you would find your way back here. Still, I must ask you something face to face, soul to soul. Why do you question if you're loved when creation itself sings your name? Why do you hide your tears when they are the water heaven uses to grow miracles? Why do you measure your worth by what others fail to see? And why, beloved, do you run from the very love that's been chasing you all your life? I'm here to tell you, it's time. Time to surrender that fear. Time to stop delaying your own resurrection. Time to rise. You've been marked by divine fingerprints since before time began. You carry the scent of eternity, even if the world forgot to tell you. That's why people feel something different around you. They sense heaven when you enter the room. Don't hide that anymore. The world doesn't need your perfection. It needs your presence. And I know you've asked quietly, but what if I fail again? Listen, failure is not final in heaven's language. Every fall only teaches your wings how to rise stronger. Even angels have known the ache of falling light, but redemption rewrites everything. You, beloved, are being rewritten. I want you to hear this not as a prophecy, but as a promise. The same power that lifted Christ from the grave is surrounding your life right now. The forces that try to drown you are kneeling. The delays that frustrated you are shifting. The prayers that gathered dust are unfolding. You're stepping into divine timing, not by striving, but by surrender. You've been waiting for a miracle, haven't you? That unshakable hope that something is about to change. Well, it's not coming. It's already here. The miracle is you hearing these words and staying. Heaven has been counting on your yes. And your yes, right now, is rewriting everything. The angels have already begun their work, opening paths, softening hearts, aligning opportunities. Even as I speak, your atmosphere is being rewritten. The heaviness around you is lifting because faith just pierced it. And yet, I weep as I speak because love is so fierce it burns. I wish you could see what I see, the radiance forming around you, the way heaven's light bends when your heart begins to heal. You are becoming the miracle others will one day pray for. You might think your story is ordinary, but when I look at you, I see prophecy fulfilled in flesh. I see the living echo of God's goodness wrapped in human form. That's why darkness hated you so much. It recognized your destiny before you did. But I stand here declaring it cannot touch you anymore. You are entering a new season. The ground beneath your feet has changed. You will soon notice doors open without knocking, hearts soften without explanation, and peace appear where anxiety once lived. When this happens, remember this moment. Remember my trembling voice telling you it was never coincidence. It was covenant. And now, before I fade into the higher light, I want to thank you again. Thank you for staying, for listening, for letting heaven speak. You didn't just watch a message, you answered calling. You become part of a living wave of restoration. Beloved, if you could see my face now, you'd see tears of light falling. They're not of sorrow, they're of relief. Because I know you finally heard me. I know this time, my words landed not in your ears, but in your soul. When you close your eyes tonight, you will feel warmth brushing your forehead. That will be my blessing. When you wake, your first breath will feel lighter. That will be your renewal. And when doubt comes again, whisper softly, I am not alone. And I will answer through wind and whisper, no, you never were. It's time now, beloved soul. Time for the silence to break. Time for the weight to lift. Time for the light to finally enter the corners where you've kept your pain hidden. I feel the trembling of your heart, and I tell you, heaven feels it too. Every pulse, every breath you take right now is echoing in realms you cannot see. The veil between us is thin to a thread, and through it, the radiance of your becoming begins to shine. You have spent so long trying to be small, to keep peace by dimming your fire, to earn love by silencing your truth. But you were never created to blend into the gray. You were made to be light, to disturb the darkness simply by existing. You have no idea how many unseen eyes watched you survive what should have broken you. Angels gathered every time you whispered, I'll try again. They stood guard as you rose from ashes no one else saw. Do not think that heaven has been quiet. Every unanswered question in your heart was being woven into a greater answer, one that couldn't be spoken until this moment. You were being refined, not forgotten. And now, heaven sends me with this word. You have passed through the shadow, and now you are standing at the gate of dawn. I wish you could see what I see, the glory gathering around your name. There are prayers you once prayed that never died. They became seeds buried in your tears, and they're sprouting even now. What looked like endings were only roots taking hold. The soil of your suffering has become fertile with faith. That's why the storms had to come, to water what you did not know was growing. Listen carefully. Not everything that broke you was an enemy. Some of your heartbreaks were angels in disguise, tearing away what could not enter your destiny. Every goodbye that crushed you was a divine redirection toward the promise waiting beyond your view. You're not behind. You're being rebuilt. Do you remember the time you stood at the window, staring into the night, wondering if God could hear you at all? I was there. I stood beside you. The air around you shimmered faintly because heaven was nearer than your own skin. And when you whispered, "If you're real, give me a sign," this moment was written in answer. This message is your sign, the delayed response that arrives exactly when your soul is ready to understand. You've wondered why you love so deeply, why you feel things others shrug off. It's because your heart was crafted to echo the divine heartbeat. You were never meant to be numb in a numb world. You were meant to feel heaven's compassion in human form. That's why rejection hurt you more deeply, why betrayal stung so sharply, because your spirit recognizes what love should be, and this world often forgets it. But you, beloved, are the reminder. You are the proof that grace can still dwell in flesh, that light can live in sorrow, that God still walks through human eyes and hands. You are the evidence that goodness refuses to die. Now, hear this clearly. Everything that once opposed you is turning. The forces that whispered failure are falling silent. The shame that clung to you is unraveling. The heaviness in your chest, feel it? It's loosening, because the truth of who you are is rising. You are not cursed. You are consecrated. You are not forgotten. You are favored. The winds around you have shifted. The same angels that once fought for your survival are now preparing your ascension. This is not metaphor, it is motion. You will soon notice that peace will visit you at strange hours, that people who wounded you will fade without confrontation, that your mind will feel clearer than it has in years. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. Heaven is realigning everything to match your awakening. You will feel in the smallest moments. Doors that once stuck will open with ease. Messages you needed will arrive in perfect timing. Your body will feel lighter as your spirit expands. You are entering divine alignment, and it will not be undone. And still, I know your fear. You whisper, "What if I lose everything again?" But love does not ask you to gamble. It asks you to grow. What falls away now was never meant to last, and what remains will carry eternity in it. Your peace will not depend on who stays or leaves. It will live inside you like an unquenchable flame. I look at you and see prophecy breathing. You are the continuation of promises spoken generations ago. The prayers of ancestors surround you, forming a wall of light. You carry their unfulfilled hopes, their silent faith, their songs of waiting. And now, through you, they will finally see fulfillment. That's why the battles were so intense, because your breakthrough liberates more than just you. Close your eyes for a moment. Can you feel that hush around you? That's the pause of heaven, the stillness before a shift. Every realm is watching as you reclaim your divine authority. Speak softly to yourself now, not with pride, but with reverence. I am chosen. I am loved. I am light. Let those words become breath, become truth, become weapon and healing all at once. Your tears are sacred water. Each one that falls now cleanses years of silence. Every sigh of relief sends ripples through heaven's sea. You are not just receiving healing, you are releasing it into the world. Others will be restored simply by witnessing your rise. Beloved, I wish I could hold you long enough for you to understand how vast your worth truly is. You are a symphony written by God Himself. And every time you speak kindness instead of vengeance, every time you choose forgiveness over fury, every time you smile through pain, the melody plays again, echoing through realms unseen. The demons that mocked you are silent now. They cannot stand the sound of your healing. The darkness that pursued you cannot enter the light you now carry. You have been marked, sealed, sanctified. When you breathe after this, breathe differently. Breathe as one who knows their breath is borrowed from eternity. Walk as one who understands that every step shakes the unseen. Love as one who remembers that heaven lives in their chest. You are not finished, you are unfolding. And as you unfold, every corner of creation rejoices. The stars bend closer. The winds whisper your name. The river of time itself bends to your obedience. I am still here, radiant and trembling. My sword glows with peace instead of battle now, because the war around you has already turned in your favor. I will continue to guard your path, unseen but near, until the day your spirit no longer needs my flame to guide it, because it becomes its own light. And when that day comes, I will bow, not as one greater to the lesser, but as one servant to another, recognizing the glory that was once hidden but now revealed. Until then, remember this: you are loved beyond language, carried beyond comprehension, and watched over beyond the reach of shadow. The world may not understand the fire in your eyes, but heaven knows. It's the reflection of God's own heart. Now rise, beloved. Rise not in haste, but in holiness. Rise like morning breaking after centuries of night. Rise knowing that even in silence, you are seen. Rise because this 10th attempt has become your first awakening. Rise because light has finally remembered your name. It's time to listen beyond sound now, beloved one, beyond words, beyond the trembling of your own heart. The heavens are moving again, and this current of light that passes through you carries the memory of everything you've forgotten about yourself. You are older than your pain. You are wiser than your fear. Before there was language, there was your name written in flame across the mind of God. That is where I first saw you. When I call you beloved, I'm not speaking metaphorically. I am speaking from remembrance. I knew your spirit when it was still singing in the chorus of creation. You were bright, fearless, unbroken, part of the radiance that built galaxies. The fallen of flesh dimmed nothing. It only hid the brilliance under skin and time. Every heartbreak you've suffered has been a reminder of the home you came from, a pulse from eternity calling you back. You've mistaken your sensitivity for weakness, yet that tenderness is sacred sight. You feel so deeply because your soul recognizes truth instantly, even when your mind cannot name it. When others laugh, you listen. When others judge, you weep. This is not fragility, it is prophecy. You are the echo of divine compassion in a world starving for it. And every tear you shed waters the invisible garden of souls being restored through you. I see you standing at the threshold of two worlds, one that has disappointed you again and again, and another that is whispering, "Come home." The choice is not about leaving the earth. It is about awakening within it. Heaven is not a place you go. It is a place that rises through you when you stop fighting love. Your path will not be linear. The divine rarely moves in straight lines. It spirals, lifting, returning, refining. Every setback you thought was regression was actually a sacred curve guiding you closer to your center. And in that center burns a fire that cannot be extinguished. That is where I stand, guarding the entrance, waiting for your yes. The night has been long for you, I know. You've spoken prayers into darkness and heard nothing but your own echo. You thought heaven forgot, but beloved, sometimes silence is the sound of angels building answers too beautiful for immediate words. The stillness that terrified you is actually the womb of miracles. Now, as light begins to press through the edges of your doubt, I want you to feel what I feel, a rising warmth, a hum in the bones, the awareness that your soul has never been separate from God. The distance you perceived was illusion. The divine has been holding you like breath, closer than pulse. There are things you do not need to understand to be healed. Some mysteries are not meant to be solved. They are meant to be trusted. The heart knows before the mind agrees. So stop asking how and start saying yes. Every yes reshapes the world. When you forgive, the ground beneath you remembers Eden. When you love, even those who betrayed you, the chains on generations begin to crack. You have more power than you dare admit. The darkness knows it. That's why it's been trying so hard to convince you otherwise. But you are remembering now, aren't you? You're beginning to sense the hum of heaven running through your veins, the electric truth that you are part of something vast and benevolent. You are not a wanderer. You are a fragment of the divine awakening within time. Your story is far from over. There are scrolls still sealed with your name. There are prayers you haven't prayed yet that are already answered. There are places you will walk that are waiting for your footprints to unlock their blessing. You are not lost. You are being led through a pattern that only eternity understands. Let me tell you what I see. I see angels gathered along your path, not with swords this time, but with instruments of light. They are tuning them to the frequency of your renewed heart. Soon the music will break through. Symphonies of confirmation, melodies of peace. You will recognize them in laughter that returns unexpectedly, in a sunrise that feels written for you alone, in the quiet moments where gratitude replaces fear. You may think I exaggerate, but heaven never wastes words. Each one spoken through me tonight carries weight. When you read this, you're not consuming text, you're inhaling spirit, and that spirit will keep working inside you long after you've moved on. It will whisper when you sleep. It will nudge you when you doubt. It will guard you when you forget. The Father wants you to live free, not just free from sin, but free from shame, from self-hatred, from the cage of trying to be enough. You were enough the moment He dreamed you. The proof of your worth is not your success, but your existence. The universe is not indifferent to you. It bends around you because you are known. I am still with you, wings folded, voice trembling not from fear but from awe. Every time a human heart awakens, heaven expands a little more. And right now, as you breathe these words, light is expanding through you. The same light that was at the beginning. The same light that will never end. You will notice signs soon, gentle, not loud. A bird landing near you when you think of hope. A stranger smiling just when you needed reassurance. A dream that feels more real than waking. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations that the veil is still open. Don't chase them, just receive them. I will continue to walk beside you, unseen yet unmistakable. When the wind shifts and you feel something watching over you with tenderness, that will be me. When courage rises in you for no reason, that will be me. When you forgive faster than you thought possible, that will be heaven through me. Do not fear what comes next. The days ahead will not be without challenge, but they will no longer break you. You have crossed an invisible threshold. Even your shadow has changed shape. You are luminous now, though you cannot see it fully yet. When the world grows loud again, remember this moment. Remember the stillness, the clarity, the warmth. It is not fleeting, it is foundational. You can return to it anytime by closing your eyes and whispering, I remember who I am. And when you do, the gates of heaven will open within you once more, and you will walk in light that has no end. I leave you for now, not in absence, but in assurance. The message has found its home. The words have entered where wings cannot. Rest in that truth, live in that fire, and know, beyond sight, beyond sound, beyond death itself, you are infinitely, irrevocably, eternally loved. Beloved one, the light has not left you. It only waits for your stillness. The moment you stop running from yourself, the dawn begins again. I see the threads of golden light weaving through your story. Places where pain once reigned are now turning into gateways of revelation. You are being rewritten by grace, line by line, memory by memory, and soon even the shadows will begin to glow from within. There is a sacred law moving through you now. What was meant to destroy you becomes the foundation of your strength. The stones thrown against you are turning into altars. The very voices that once spoke against you will, in time, be silenced by the quiet proof of your peace. You do not need to explain yourself anymore. Truth will do that for you. Heaven does not debate, it demonstrates. And your life, beloved, is about to become a living demonstration. I feel your exhaustion, the weariness that hides beneath your calm face. You've carried more than any soul should, holding the fragments of others while bleeding quietly inside. You learned to smile so others wouldn't worry. You became a healer even when no one healed you. But the time for silent endurance is over. Now begins the era of restoration, not as a sudden miracle, but as a steady rebirth, each breath rebuilding what sorrow tore apart. Do not fear stillness. Stillness is not absence, it is incubation. Heaven is working in the silence more than you could ever imagine. The angels have learned to build in quietness, for that is where the divine designs are drawn. Every delay has been an architect's pause, every unanswered prayer, a blueprint being inked in eternity. You were never ignored. You were being prepared for what your own prayers could not yet carry. You think of endings often, don't you? You wonder when the weight will lift, when the long night will break. Listen, there is no ending for those who belong to light. There are only transformations. Every goodbye in your life was a hidden begin again. You are not finishing, you are flowering. Even in what feels like loss, heaven plans continuity. The story is not linear. It spirals upward, circling you through deeper wisdom each time. And I, who have watched worlds rise and fall, can tell you this with trembling certainty. Your smallest act of faith shakes entire realms. When you choose kindness instead of bitterness, the vibration travels farther than sunlight. When you speak love in anger's face, creation bends to listen. You are a conduit of eternal design. You may feel small, but eternity flows through your veins like fire disguised as mercy. The heavens once asked me, "Michael, why do you care so much for this one?" And I answered, "Because this one remembers even while forgetting." You have always had the mark of remembrance. It's why you can't settle for shallow joys, why ordinary comforts feel too small. Your spirit remembers the vastness it came from. You were born hungry for eternity, even if you didn't have words for it. That ache you feel when the world grows quiet. It's not emptiness, it's homesickness for heaven. But that longing will not go unanswered. The divine has been approaching you slowly, gently, through your own breath, your own heartbeat, your own sudden peace in chaos. God doesn't only come from above. He rises from within in the quiet places where you finally stop pretending to be strong. There, in your fragility, the eternal meets you face to face. There is something radiant unfolding now. I see visions of you standing at the edge of great water. It's not a sea of the earth, but a river of time itself. You are watching everything that hurt you flow away. People, seasons, illusions. Yet instead of sadness, there's gratitude. Because now you know, the only things that can leave are the things that are not truly yours. What belongs to you by divine decree will always remain. And soon, beloved, something holy will begin to follow you. Not fame, not noise, but quiet recognition. Hearts will open around you for no reason. Peace will gather wherever you stand. You won't have to prove anything anymore. Your presence will carry its own authority. The storms that once terrified you will now obey you. Not because you shout louder, but because your heart will carry calm stronger than thunder. I tell you now, a secret few souls have heard. Heaven doesn't only reward prayer, it rewards alignment. And you are aligning now. Every tear has been tuning your frequency closer to grace. You have become a vessel that heaven can pour through without distortion. You will speak, and others will remember the truth inside them. You will walk, and the unseen will bow to your light. There will be nights ahead when old fears try to whisper again. They will remind you of failures, of pain, of people who left without closure. When that happens, don't fight the darkness. Light cannot wrestle with shadow. It simply shines. Your awareness of love is stronger than any fear's echo. Remember this. Darkness is not an opposing force. It is light misunderstood. When doubt rises, don't seek a sign. You are the sign. When the road feels narrow, don't look for a door. You are the door. When the world tells you you're alone, listen closer. Your very solitude is crowded with angels. I'm not leaving you. The message continues even when my voice falls silent. It will speak through your dreams, through the way sunlight finds your window, through the compassion you show a stranger. My presence is not an event. It is an atmosphere. You will breathe it, live it, and carry it to others without trying. Do not chase miracles anymore. Become one. Miracles are not interruptions of nature. They are nature finally remembering its origin. When you forgive, you are the law of light correcting itself. When you love, you are creation remembering its purpose. You will find new courage soon, one that doesn't roar but radiates. People will notice it before you do. The same voice that once trembled in prayer will now speak peace over chaos. And your eyes, yes, your eyes, will start to shine differently, as if holding reflections of some faraway dawn. That is heaven living through you, finally unafraid to be seen. Do not fear how vast this all feels. Your mind cannot contain what your soul was built to hold. Trust the unfolding. Rest when you must. The divine doesn't rush, it ripens. Every moment that feels delayed is time itself adjusting to carry your blessing. I speak now with reverence. You have crossed out of survival into creation. You are no longer merely protected. You are empowered. You will begin to notice that what once threatened you now serves you. The darkness that haunted you now kneels to your light. And when the time comes to look back, you'll see it clearly that nothing was wasted. Every wound became a window. Every heartbreak became a hinge that opened your heart wider. Every silence became a song in disguise. Beloved soul, stay a little longer. The light is moving through me as I speak, and heaven is not finished pouring through this moment. You're standing inside a miracle disguised as words. Each syllable carries breath from realms that do not age. You have no idea how long I have waited to meet you here, across this fragile veil of time, across all your doubts, through the noise of this world that tried to silence your divinity. And yet you came. You heard the call that wasn't sound, but spirit. I am trembling with both relief and reverence. This right now, is the reason I have appeared 10 times, breaking through barriers of disbelief and fatigue. I came not for crowds, not for spectacle, but for one soul, yours. I have seen you wandering through the fog of confusion, watching blessings pass by others and wondering, did heaven forget me? No. Beloved, heaven was waiting for your heart to open wide enough to receive what could never fit into your old container. The delay was not denial, it was divine design. You have grown through storms that others could not have endured. You have forgiven when bitterness would have been easier. You have kept your heart open, even when love seemed cruel. And now the heavens themselves are singing your name in gratitude. The angels who wept over your despair are now rejoicing over your endurance. You have crossed into a sacred hour, a moment where heaven leans close and says, enough suffering. Now comes the harvest. Listen carefully to me. The energy around you is shifting, subtle but undeniable. There is a tenderness descending, a peace that does not ask for explanation. It will follow you into sleep, into morning, into the ordinary moments where you least expect to feel God. Because from this night forward, the divine has chosen to dwell more openly within you. The veil between you and heaven is dissolving. Do not mistake this new peace for absence of movement. Even in stillness, everything around you is changing. The very cells in your body are aligning to frequencies of grace. You will notice it soon, how quickly things that once burdened you begin to release. How conversations shift in your favor. How people who drained you fade gently away. You won't have to fight anymore. Your spirit has become magnetic to light. You once believed you had to chase blessings, but now blessings will chase you. They will recognize their owner by the glow that radiates from your surrender. Heaven does not crown the proud, it crowns the willing. And you, beloved, are finally willing. I feel tears of light forming, not of sorrow, but of awe. I have seen thousands of souls rise, but none quite like yours. You carry a softness that disarms the cruel. You carry a wisdom born of wounds. You carry a humility that invites miracles. And heaven delights in that combination. It is rare, it is precious, it is powerful. I must tell you something personal now. When you nearly gave up, when you whispered that final prayer in despair, a tremor ran through the celestial realms. The Father himself stood and said, "Not this one. I have written too much promise in them to let them fall." And he sent me again and again until this very moment could occur. You may not understand it fully yet, but your survival has already begun healing others. Every time you rise, light ripples outward through countless unseen lives. You are not only being restored, you are becoming restoration itself. The divine uses you as a bridge between despair and hope, and that is why you feel everything so deeply. You are the heartbeat of heaven in human form. I can sense it now, something around you awakening. The energy of your space has shifted. The air feels thicker with grace, like invisible wings brushing past. That's not imagination, that's manifestation. Heaven is responding to your openness. The Spirit is saying, finally, they believe again. And now I must whisper something sacred, something I am commanded to say aloud so that heaven can seal it through your agreement. Type Amen. Do it not as ritual, but as covenant. It is your signature on the scroll of your awakening. When you speak that word, you give heaven permission to complete what it began within you. That single word, Amen, shakes the gates of resistance and releases the tide of miracles waiting behind them. You are not small, my dear one. You never were. You were light pretending to be human long enough to remember that you are divine. And now the remembrance has arrived. From this day forward, you will see yourself not as broken, but as blessed beyond logic. When the world tries to return you to fear, remember this conversation. Remember the trembling in your spirit right now. That's how truth feels when it enters. Electric, unexplainable, alive. That is how you know heaven is near. Look around you. The colors will seem brighter. The air will feel gentler. Even the shadows will soften. Everything familiar will begin to feel new because you have changed. You are no longer the version of yourself that pain created. You are the version that love resurrected. And now, beloved, I ask you something with my heart open wide. If these words reached you, if your spirit recognized me through the veil, if you felt even a flicker of warmth that you cannot name, then respond to this light. Let heaven see that you have received, like this message, not for me, but as an offering of agreement, a candle placed on the altar of connection. subscribe, not as habit, but as declaration. I belong to the light. I walk with the Archangel. I choose heaven over fear. Comment, Amen, for that single act becomes a prayer echoed by angels. I do not ask this from pride. I ask because heaven measures agreement through small acts of faith. Every yes, spoken aloud, becomes a ladder for grace to descend. And the world, beloved, needs more ladders. You have no idea how powerful that single act of acknowledgement can be. Somewhere, another soul who has lost hope will stumble upon your amen, and something inside them will ignite. You will become the spark that starts another awakening. That is how light multiplies quietly, humbly, through one brave heart saying, I believe. I thank you now, not as a messenger, but as your companion. You allowed me to complete what heaven began in me too. I was not whole until this message found its listener. You heal me as much as I helped heal you. Such is the beauty of divine exchange. No one leaves empty. The heavens are brighter tonight. The stars themselves are rejoicing because another soul has remembered. Another ember has turned into flame. You may not hear it, but the chorus sings your name now, weaving it into eternal harmony. When you sleep tonight, your dreams will be different. They will no longer chase old fears. They will reveal future callings. Angels will visit you in symbols, in colors, in whispers of peace. When you wake, you'll sense something new, like the scent of rain after long drought. That is the fragrance of promise fulfilled. I will be near. When a world feels cold again, pause and listen for warmth that has no source. That's me reminding you. When you feel an unexplained comfort while alone, know it's not imagination, it's confirmation. And so, I bless you in the name of the one who sent me. I bless your sleep, your days, your memories, and even your unknown tomorrows. I bless your body to carry light. I bless your mind to rest in peace. I bless your heart to stay open. And I bless your spirit to never again forget who you are. Now go, Radiant One. Speak softly, but carry light wherever you step. Let this message echo through your actions. Let your life become the amen you just declared. Let love become your weapon and peace your crown. And know, from the deepest chambers of heaven,